Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Karting with Chris. Today's video is going to be the Spring 1 race, and sadly, for the pre-final, I forgot to put the cameras on my kart, so I didn't get any footage, but I had this footage of the race start that my mom videoed. So before I show you that, this is the qualifying results. So Ben and I qualified in 7th and 8th. And for this race, we were actually allowed to bump draft during qualifying, so that's why Ben and I had almost identical lap times. So this is the start of the pre-final that my mom filmed. This is the only footage I have. So starting in 7th, I've got the inside. Going through, there's a crap ton of us, as you can see. Fairly clean at the beginning. There's a little bumping. I noticed today there was a lot of bumping compared to other days. And I forget what position I ended up in, but I held it around the corner going through turn 3 right now, exiting turn 3, and I think I'm in 7th or 8th place, and there I am, and that's everyone else. And overall, I finished in 6th place, I believe. So here are the results for the pre-final. I was correct, I did finish in 6th place. But if you look at number 4, the guy who finished in 4th, Jeff Dolian, he didn't show up to the final, so I got to move up to 5th place, and I'm starting on the inside yet again. And that made my brother pretty mad because he was starting in 7th for the second race, and he wanted to start on the inside. And, you know, I mean, given the opportunity, I would start on the inside any time of day. So I saw that opportunity, I was like, hey, we got to change this order, you know, because we got to get it correct. You have to get the start correct. So that's what happened. Jeff, if you're watching, huge thanks. I hope that your kart's okay. That's not why you had to leave or anything, but thanks for the 5th place, man. So coming out of 2, going into turn 3, we're going to watch Colton. This is still the warm-up lap, and he just spins it and goes completely out of control, and we're going to watch the replay on that one. So I don't know exactly what happened. I talked to Colton afterwards. He said he locked it up, and that's what caused it. But if we look further ahead, we can see a GoPro right there next to his tire. That is actually his own GoPro. So maybe he ran over his GoPro, or he did actually lock up his tires. I don't know, but it caused him to spin. So I know how I said before that, you know, that Jeff left and we have to, you know, get in the proper order. But I'm starting on the inside, so I let Ben take 4th place, you know, because I know if I'm starting on the inside, I'm going to have a better opportunity of staying in front of him. So I let Ben up ahead. I technically should have been there, but, you know, Ben got a free spot and I get to keep the inside, so I guess it's kind of a win-win for both of us, but the inside's kind of worth more. So now we are behind number 16, that is Adrian, and we got Ben in 4th, and we got Colin right behind us in, I think that is 7th place, so we're looking like it's going to be a really competitive fight. My plan is to get top 5. I'm already in the top 5, and I hope we can stay there. So the light's green, and we're good to go. Going through the first corner, stay on the inside, and we gained a position. We got past Ben. The guy in 2nd was able to stay in 3rd, and we are now in 4th place, and we're going to try and keep it there. Looking further ahead through the chicane, we're going to watch Chuck as he goes into the grass and his wheel actually fell off, and I'm going to show you the replay of my dad's view and see exactly what happened to him. So this is going to be the race start. There's 23 of us, so that's a big crowd today. I'm in 5th. You can see me going through turn 1 right here. I actually get a pretty good start. I didn't lose any positions or get any contact with anyone. We see Chuck pulling a slight gap to the guys in 2nd and 3rd. I'm still in 4th place. And then watch going through the chicane, Chuck just, I don't know what happens, but his wheel just falls off. My dad is filming everyone going through the chicane. And now I am in 3rd place, as we see Chuck right here, not in the best of moods. I wouldn't be very happy either if my wheel fell off.
Wow, Chris is in 3rd.
Yes, sir. As you heard my old man say, I am in 3rd place. And we see Colin just sliding in behind me. We are not close enough to the people in first and second, and we can see they are still battling, so hopefully we can catch up to them and I can draft off of them. But if you look in front of me and if you look behind me, there is no one there. So I'm hoping that these top guys start battling a lot, just enough for me to catch up to them, because if I don't, the people behind me will catch up to me and the people in front of me will pull away, and that is something I don't want. I want to stay in third place because I have yet to get a podium ever. So we see the top two guys still fighting a little bit, but it's not enough for me to catch up to them. But if they keep at it, hopefully I can be with them and we can pull away from everyone else. But my brother is directly behind me in fourth, and I know he's a good driver, and you know, when the pressure's on, he can be very consistent. So I just gotta try and not make any mistakes. Now, compared to my last videos, this day was actually quite warm. We were in the low 42s for majority of the day. But as the sun was setting, the track got really cold, and I did take my seat struts off, all of them, and I did regret it because I was slipping and sliding everywhere. As you can see, my brother behind me has now caught up to me. So hopefully, Ben doesn't want to try and pass me. He wants to work together and catch up to these top guys. But, you know, that's totally up to him because I can't control if he goes for a move or not. So if I mess up anywhere, he's going to go for the move because, you know, there's no point in him staying behind me if I'm just going to keep messing up. So I'm getting a lot of pressure from behind. Hopefully I don't make any mistakes. So going through turn 3 here, I get sideways. Again, I was slipping and sliding everywhere, driving like a crippled for the first couple of laps of this race. But as we can see, going into turn 7 here, Ben is pushing me, so he has agreed to work together with me. There is a person directly behind Ben. He pokes his nose by just to let him know just to let me know that if I mess up, he's there to pounce on me. So I gotta make sure that I gotta be flawless, or else he will try and pass me. So we are on lap 5, and we got a nice steady train of like 4 or 5 directly behind me, and there's a train of 2 directly in front of me, and a train of 5 is faster than a train of 2. So hopefully we can catch up to them. Again, it's totally up to me because I set the pace of the train. As Ben is getting sick and tired of me in the front messing up, he goes for the move, but I hug it around the outside and I am able to hold it. A lot of respect being shown by both of us, again sideways through 8 and 9, but Ben looked for the move there and couldn't quite let it materialize. So we look behind me again and we see my brother and another guy going through 1 side by side. Ben is the one on the outside going through 2 here, and I'm sorry for the poor camera angle, but coming out of 3, I have pulled away, but it's coming out of the chicane right here. It's looking like not everyone made it out of 3. There's only 2 people behind me instead of 4. So it's looking like Colin and someone else, I don't know his name, were at the bad end of that deal, and now Ben and someone by the name of Ava are behind me. But I'm able to gap them, and hopefully Ben and Ava start battling with each other. But Ava used to be a Junior 2 driver, as we see yellow flags. That's probably the incident we just saw. So yellow doesn't mean slow down, it just means be careful. But as I was saying, Ava is kind of new to the senior scene, to a 16-year scene. She graduated from Junior 2, but she is a very fast driver, and you know, you can't underestimate her. So her and Ben are currently working together, trying to catch up to me. I just got to put down the qualifying laps because, you know, especially in 206s, 2 people is about 2/10 faster than someone just by themselves. So I really got to try and not screw anything up. So we look behind, and it looks like Ava went for the move through 1, and it's looking like Ben slid in behind her, not going for the instant reply, but that will have slowed them down. That also means that Ava thinks that Ben is holding them up just a tad bit. So hopefully they start fighting a little bit more, because I looked behind me on the straights just to monitor the gap, and I did see there was a red cart behind me instead of a white and green one. So at this point, I was thinking they're battling with each other, and hopefully I'll be able to maintain third. So I believe at this point in the race, we are halfway through as we see the flag man giving us the cross flags. But there is one thing to note about this race. I don't know if I've said it already. I think I have. It is extremely sunny.
James?
Yeah.
That's not a light, that's a collapsed sun, isn't it?
And I do not have a tinted visor. That's something I really need to get, but I don't have a tinted visor, and it was crazy hard to see what I was doing through turn 1 and 3. And out of all the corners, 3 is probably one of the most important corners, and 1 is probably one of the most dangerous corners. So I was not lifting through 1, but my turn-in points were different every time because I couldn't really see where my turn-in points were. But we look further ahead, we see a back marker up ahead, and hopefully they don't slow us down too much, and maybe we can draft off of them and try and pull away from Ava and Ben, who are slowly catching us. We're going to look behind just for a quick second to see the gap between Ava, Ben, and myself. So coming out the chicane here, we can see Ben has kind of dropped back from Ava, but if Ava goes to pass me, Ben will be able to catch up because that gap is not that big. So if Ava does catch up to me, it would be within my best interest and probably hers to work together and pull away from Ben. So there's also one thing I forgot to mention before I started this video. Ben and I had a bet going on, so whoever won the final race by the end of the day would make the other person breakfast. Now, in the last video, we had the same bet, and I won, so I got an omelet and some bacon. I forgot to show it to you guys, but that is what happened. And so for this race, we have the same bet going, and if there's anything you need to know about me, is I'm not a morning person, so I really don't want to have to wake up in the morning and make Ben breakfast. But looking further ahead, enough about breakfast. We see Ava is behind us, and I actually tapped the back of my helmet saying, let's work together, pull away from Ben, catch up to those top guys. And at this point, she did agree with me. I did feel that she wanted to work together. Going through turn 1, she's still there, and Ben is not too far behind, but if she starts pushing me and we start drafting, we will be able to pull away from him. So there are only a couple of laps left in this race. It's still not impossible to catch up to those top guys, as you see me pointing my helmet yet again, getting her to push me. And I did feel a lot of pressure. That's something I got to work on, being the guy in front of the train. But Ben has caught up to us, so I think I'm a little low on the pace, as Ava thinks the same thing, and she goes for the move through 1. Clean move. I give her a little nudge that kind of loses my momentum, and then Ben goes for the move through turn 2, and now I'm down to 5th, which is really aggravating because there's only a couple of laps left, and I was in 3rd in a podium. But race isn't over, anything can happen. Ben and Ava have slowly pulled away, but not so much that I'm not within their draft anymore. But I was contemplating if I should have blocked the entire race, because I could have blocked the entire race and stayed in 3rd, but I'm not that type of person. I only block on the last couple of laps because, you know, that's kind of a rude thing to do. But going through 1, you can see I am a little bit faster through 1 than them, and that is because I'm using Ben as a reference point to turn in instead of my usual reference points, because I can't see, and Ben can't see either. So I'll use Ben as a reference point and see where he's turning and where I should and shouldn't turn. But we're coming to the second to last lap. Ben and Ava have not pulled away from me, so the pace isn't too bad on my behalf, but Ava is doing good to lead the pack and lead us to the top 2 guys. So we're coming down the back straight. Flag band is waving us 2 to go. And so this is where the moves are going to start to happen. This is where you're going to see a lot of blocking. So we got 2 options here. Ben and I fight for 3rd, or we work together and catch up to 1st and 2nd. And at this point, I was thinking go for 3rd, because the guys in 1st and 2nd are way far ahead. But I was also noticing that, Ben and Ava were doing really good. Like, I was not really finding a corner where I was too much faster than them to go for a move. But we look ahead, we're coming up to the very last lap, and we are starting to catch up to the top runners. And there's 3 people in front of us, but one of them is a back marker. And I was hoping the back marker wouldn't slow us down, as we see Ava going semi-defensive through 1, and we are slowly inching towards those top guys. As I go for a move into 2 for 4th place, didn't quite happen, wasn't really close enough. The back marker lets us all go, and we have actually caught up to the guys in 1st and 2nd. Sadly, that move going through 2 on Ben has let me fall back a lot, but going through 7 here, the top guys are going very defensive. I've caught up again. Ben's going a little sideways. Going through 8 and 9, got to nail it perfectly so I can get past Ben. I don't want to cook him breakfast. Going through the last couple of corners, I didn't quite get as good as a run as Ben did. Ben's weaving all over the place, and that was the finish, and we all finished within half a second of each other. From 1st to 5th was within a half second. So really good race up until the last couple of laps. I got to make Ben breakfast, but that was a really fun race, and I really enjoyed it. So before I sign off and tell you guys to have a good day, I am going to be doing the New Orleans race for the TSRS event, and I need to change my number to a number between 600 and 699. So if you have any suggestions on what number I should be, please comment below and tell me what number I should be. And don't be offended if I don't pick your number. But anyways, that's all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please subscribe. If you have any questions, suggestions, or opinions, please comment below. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good day.